Hello everybody. It is Tuesday the 18th of June. I want to start with Psalm 82, because it will really show you the knowledge, the ancient knowledge that people had. They knew how this thing works, They were not in the fuzziness of, it's all light, we're just all one mind and it's all light. Forget it. They weren't in that. That was not their reality. But they saw the working parts that are the field out of which everything is created contains all possibilities. It creates all manners of consciousness. They're all contained within him. But they do different things according to what they are. And that is being in creation. And let me read this just to show it to you. So Psalm 82, it says, God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges amongst the gods. Gods. So there's one God judging other gods. Not just one. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and the needy. Rid them out of the hands of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, and that is ignorance. It's not evil. It's ignorance. They do not know. The darkness of ignorance. So they walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. There was a foundational intention that created this world, and it's out of course. The world is going to hell. I have said, ye are gods. Ye are gods. Ye are gods. And all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like man and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. All the levels of consciousness are here. God's mighty, which is actually the level of man, only on a very high level of knowledge. Man itself. So there are different levels even contained within man. And then the Most High, the field. But the only mention it gets here is that it is the Father of all. Everything is created from him. But the actual actions are performed by the gods, the mighty, and man. Those levels of consciousness. The God that is judging is the God of this world. That says, I told you. Deliver the poor and the needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. Lower levels of consciousness. Those that are in ignorance, in darkness, those that do not understand. Knowledge was given to serve. Those that have the greatest knowledge should be the greatest servants of all. Also understanding that whatsoever you have done to the least of them, you have done to me. That is the God of this world speaking. Because you are all of the Most High. You're all children. Every level of consciousness is a child of the Most High. Every level of consciousness in this world is a child of the God of this world. Whatsoever you have done to them, you have done to me. I love them all. I do not judge. But you judge, and you've judged wrongly. You have judged wrongly, and you will die as man even if you think yourself on the level of a God, even if you are on the level of a God. You will die like man. That is my judgment on you. You will not have life because you have judged wrongly. Now, in this world, first of all, there is this idea that we were tweaked. Yeah? And that is, we were tweaked, we got a bigger brain, we have got the ability of speech, which elevated us into the possibility, where we could think of other possibilities more than an animal could. So God created the level of man out of the dust, out of the animals. Why? Because you need at least the level of man to connect to something higher, consciously. Created the level of man so that they could connect to us. Now, in the beginning, man was according to this world. Man was connected to this world, and even when man awoke to the possibility of spirit, man connected to this world. We knew the animals. We knew the plants. We knew there was consciousness there. We connected to the spirit of the animals, of the plants. Man started to understand what he was in on a spiritual level, no longer on the surface, no longer just in matter. Yeah? But he was still what he was in. He did not move out of that. Just understand better what he was in. So, Adam knew the animals. He could name the animals. That means he knew the essence of them. He knew them down to their core because he was connected with them. And of course that knowledge served that other God, which was the will to have dominion. I'm sorry that I'm harping on about it, but it is what is manifesting in this world. This is what we have to deal with. Yeah? In this world. That is what we are confronted with. So yes, you should actually be a bit obsessed about this, because the gods and the mighty right now are wrecking your life. So then maybe, maybe you should understand what's going on. Instead of saying, oh, this does not matter, I'm going to heaven once I die, and then, to hell with this world. Right, I'm not of that opinion. I'm sorry, I will deal with what I'm in right now. I am now. Yeah, and now this is what is happening. So man was connected. He was a part of the environment. This is what triggered me, the word environmentalist. Yeah? They were not actually, that was not just mind. That was not just surface understanding. The shaman was an environmentalist. He wasn't dissecting the flower. Yeah? And look at it under a microscope. That is mind work. That is rational mind work. He was connected on a different level. He knew it on a completely different level. That was a completely different kind of knowledge, a deeper knowledge on the level of consciousness, of spirit. So we knew this world on the level of spirit. Love, and then the first law of environmentalism, love your neighbor as yourself. What you have done to the least of them, you have done to me. Be part of your environment. And they were. And that not on the level of rational mind. It was their being. They were that. That was I am. Now we are disconnected. We are disconnected from this world. We no longer know what the hell we're in. We don't know what we are. No idea. Yeah? I hear things like, oh, now I understand I am the dog. Or, yeah, I am a cat. No, there was a time when man understood that dog was a different consciousness. But that you could connect to it. You did not have to be separate from it. You could connect to it on that level, on the level of consciousness, on the level of spirit, because you knew there was spirit in the dog. You're part of a web. That's what man understood. And that's how man saw itself and saw the cosmos. When the ancients saw the cosmos and saw a web. Yeah? That is because that is how they understood themselves. And they saw according to themselves. They saw the web. But then again, man started. And I had the Egyptians thrown at me. Yeah, they were definitely one of those that God connected through spirit to something that was a consciousness that was not part of this world. That was not part of this environment, not part of the web of life that is here. Yeah? So they got connected to another consciousness that saw themselves differently, that had created its own world that was not a web but a hive mind. And then man, or the ones here, I mean, once you can connect, you are on the level of God, you know the other gods. You're amongst the other gods. Yeah? The mighty are not on the spiritual level. They are mighty on the physical level. You know, the ones that built bombs. They are the mighty of this world. But the gods are the ones that are in spirit. So they connected to those other entities and started doing according to them, being again, in this world, not of this world, being elevated out of this world and connecting to that other way and then doing things according to their way. That's what happened. And then, honestly, what is a god? How do you measure a god? Yeah? Can you bind the Pleiades and loosen the belt of Orion? What is a god then? Something that is has got great knowledge, it has got great power, and is totally irresponsible. My will shall be done, and to hell with the consequences. Is that the measure of a god? Is that what we should worship as the highest form of enlightenment? I was thinking about the Freemasons, yeah? Where there's different levels until you've reached the 33rd degree. And once you have reached the 33rd degree of enlightenment, you know yourself to be the master builder. That is the degree of the master builder. You know that everything beneath you is just clay, that you can form to your will whichever way you want, and you are the creator of worlds. Yeah? And everything in this world is just there to serve you. Yeah, it's not its own consciousness or anything like that. No. They are just the clay. And you can make them into whatever you want. To hell with their free will. You know, you are there to rule over them. That is the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. That is not only how they see themselves, and now be very careful, because they are not playing at this. Yeah, they are not playing a role. They are becoming. They are creating themselves into that being until they become. And then they will not be able to see anything else from any other perspective, only from their own perspective, and they have become that. They're not playing. They're not playing roles. They are. I am. So then, should we stop playing at being human and become it again as we were? Man was connected to the environment. Adam knew the animals. There was a time when man, again, love your neighbor as yourself. There was a time when man knew that the animal was his brother. There was a time when man knew the trees were their brothers. And that was not just head knowledge. They knew. In their being, they knew. Should we become human again? Greg Braden is very right when he says we are fighting for our humanity. We've already been led away from the knowledge of our humanity. Many have been led to the point where they no longer value their humanity. Yeah, and they are good and ready to sell out to this other will. I mean, it is really strange because, as I said, man was like that. He knew the spirit in nature. Now, when you're talking about shaman, it's witchcraft, shamanism. They are talking to demons. They are the evil ones. And if you just think about this, especially what happened in the Middle Ages, yeah? So you had the witches, which were women that were connected to nature. They had knowledge of nature. And okay, they didn't all work in a good way, but as I said, knowledge is knowledge. You can use it for good or for bad. But many of them were healers and midwives and stuff like that. Yeah? So they were the evil ones. They are the ones that, because Satan is the god of this world. Yeah, and they were with Satan. So they took them and they put them onto piles of wood and they burned them alive. Because they were the healers were the evil ones, and the ones that would take a human body and put it and burn it alive. They are the ones that were enlightened to the true love of God. Hello? I mean, look at it. See good and bad. I mean, really, see it. Understand. Get out of that fuzziness of all it's all creator. It's all love. Great stuff. And we will all die and go to heaven. Right. Really see, the reality here is showing you the works of the Spirit. You are experiencing it, then know it. And then again, if they are becoming the image of that other God, and that is what happened to Jesus in the tomb. He was a human being, and what was resurrected there after 3 days was no longer human. Yeah? It was not. Well, shall we go back to being human? And again, not playing at being environmentalist, but being a part of the environment on the level of spirit, which is what natural man was. Become that being again. We are not human at the moment, not truly. We're playing at being human. We've forgotten what it was to be human, to be connected to this. And I said, know them by their fruit. If it causes death and destructions, then don't call that glorious and good, and all the power should go to them. I mean, that is as idiotic as you can get. Anyway, I think I leave it at that for today. As I said, becoming the truth. First of all, what are you and what are you? And make a choice. Jesus made a choice. He showed you both ways. Love your neighbor as yourself, being in this world and of this world. The intention of the world, that all shall thrive, that there shall be life here. I am the truth, the way, and life, the life. I am life. The way to life is love your neighbor as yourself. Cooperation, that is the way to life. But Jesus chose the way of becoming the servant to that which says, I create life, the way of the hive mind. Yeah? And then those that will gain life are those that are the most enlightened ones. The top of the pyramid, and the rest is just there to serve them. They will suck the life out of that to serve themselves. Jesus made the choice to join that. And if you're a Christian, you're hailing that as the one and only true God. But the God of this world will judge you. And how long will you accept the rule of the wicked? When will you again start to protect the fatherless and the widows and the needy? When will you return to your true Father's house and become spiritually connected again to this place? And then let's see how long we can live. Let's find out. Sorry, I will stop soon. The way, the Freemasons, the enlightened ones, all those secret, the way of the God that is not of this world is to disconnect from this. And that means disconnecting from your emotional knowledge, from your lower nature, because that is what will connect you to this world. You need to they regard emotions and everything else as a flaw. The fact that you're feeling anger, that you're feeling fear, they regard that as a flaw. And once you disconnect from that, again, everything is possible because there's nothing holding you back. You've thrown Satan out of your heaven. You've disconnected from this, and you're now becoming a God where everything is possible, and yeah, to hell with the consequences, as long as my will has been done. That is not enlightenment. Enlightenment is knowing good and bad. Enlightenment is knowing what it is you are part of, being enlightened to what it is you're part of. That is the way to life. The other is the destroyer. That is what you're worshipping as the one and only God, as a true enlightened one in church. You're worshipping the beast. Okay, I'm definitely leave it at that for now, and talk to you again soon. Bye.